So you've been trying to change your behavior for a while now. You've been trying to do something new, you're trying to learn a new skill, and you're struggling to figure it out. Well, the first thing you might need to know in order to do that is how your brain works. Let's start there. Let's talk about neuroplasticity. My name is Laurel. I'm a behavioral scientist and a cognitive performance coach, and on this channel we're going to talk about all the things that the nerds know in a way that you can apply to your life. Okay, so listen. So in a nutshell, neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to adapt and change to the environment and to what you're doing in your life. At a super nerdy level, it's your brain's ability to reorganize its structure, its function, and its connections in response to your life, the things you're experiencing, the things you're learning, and environmental stimuli. Neuroplasticity is what allows you to learn new skills and form new memories. Let's talk about how it works. First, let me ask you a question. How many neurons do you think that you have in your brain? The answer is you have around 86 billion, with a B, neurons in your brain. And when you learn a new skill, or start something new, or you gain some new knowledge, or you experience something new, all those neurons, they form relationships and they start to connect to each other and can communicate in a very specific pattern. So you start to create patterns in your brain, and the more you do something, the more you do that new behavior, whatever it is, the more you think about that knowledge, the stronger the connection becomes, and the easier it is to bring that information to the front of your mind, the easier it is to do that behavior without having to really think about it. So examples include driving a car, brushing your teeth, chewing gum and walking. These aren't things that you have to think about anymore, hopefully. Hopefully you've gotten to a point where they're just happening on what seems like autopilot or automatically. But really what that means is that the neural connections between those neurons is really strong. And so your brain just knows where to go when you're doing those things. Let me paint a picture for you to help bring it to life. Let's say it's a snowy day in the middle of winter, and you want to go sledding. So you go to the top of the hill, fresh powder. No one's been on it yet. No one's been on the hill. So you're the first one, and you're going to go down the hill on your sled. What happens on that very first run down the hill? You're going to be a little slow. It's going to be a little bumpy. It's not going to be a real fast ride, and it might take some effort to get all the way down, depending on how steep the hill is, right? But let's say you go back up to the top of the hill and you do it 10 more times, or a bunch of your friends show up and you all take that same route down the hill. What happens? Well, if you're anything like me, we basically turn it into like a slick ice ramp, and we go flying down that thing, and we start building ramps at the bottom, and we do tricks off the bottom. But what that really illustrates is neuroplasticity. At first, the behavior or the thing you're trying to do that's new, it's going to be hard, and your brain's trying to figure out the connections it wants to make that behavior occur. But the more you do the new behavior, the more it becomes like that snowy hill that you've gone down 10 times now, and the runway is really slick. You're flying through it. It's the same with your brain. That's when you've really learned a skill, is when it's coming more automatically to you. So if you want to change a habit, learn a new skill, or try anything new, it is going to be difficult at first. Your brain's trying to figure out the neural connections necessary to make that thing happen. But the more you do it, the easier it'll get, and soon you won't even have to think about it anymore. Do you want to experience some neuroplasticity right now? We can play with it. Try this exercise with me. I want you to put a thumbs up in one hand, and I want you to point to it with the other hand. Now, as quickly as possible, I want you to switch this. Okay, try switching it again. Now, if you've never done this before, this might be really difficult, and you might be like, I can't do it, okay? But the more you do it, the easier it will become. Whoop, see, even I'm still messing it up. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video for 30 seconds, and I want you to test yourself right now. Don't practice. I want you to pause the video 30 seconds and try it right now, and see how many iterations you can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, and count them. After those 30 seconds, come back to this video. All right, welcome back. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video for another 30 seconds, and I just want you to practice it. Take your time, practice whatever you want to do to get better at it. Just take 30 seconds, maybe even a minute if you want to, and practice. When you're done, come back. Good about it? You got a little more reps under your belt? I want you to go and test yourself for 30 more seconds and see how many you get this time. Then come back. How'd it go? Did you get more reps? I bet you did. I bet you got at least a few more. And that is neuroplasticity. You just built a new neural pathway in your brain for this useless skill. Go try it with something new. Try brushing your teeth with your other hand, your non-dominant hand. Take a new path home from work or wherever you may go. Try a new skill and just notice how your brain handles it. And then you have to repeat it. Do it over and over again. Don't stop. And watch how that skill becomes easier. And you can change your brain. If you like this lesson, you like these skills that I'm teaching, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, because there is a lot more where this came from. We're gonna learn about all kinds of stuff. We're gonna dive into memory, sleep, exercise. We're just getting started. Come join me.